What do you think really happened with the Eagles on Sunday night?
I think they made a business decision. It was either bench Jalen Hurts, put in Sudfeld, and get the 6th pick, or have a chance at winning the game. Emmitt Smith has been known to be a harsh critic. He was a really, really harsh critic when I was in Dallas. I mean, he's a great player in this league, won a lot of Super Bowls, but sometimes I think that he just talks to hear himself talk because I don't think that they quit at all. I think it was a business decision. They had a win does nothing for you, and they're just trying to look for their future going forward.
For me, I look, Emmitt, my dog, me and Emmitt, we came in together, Skip. We used to hang together early in our careers. But how do you say the players quit? The players didn't quit. Doug Pederson made a decision. All they can do is what, if he says, you're not dressing, you're not dressing, you're not dressing, what am I supposed to do, oh? Man, I'm dressing. My uniform better be in my locker.
Players play, coaches coach.
Yes.
Well, was Emmitt suggesting the coaches quit?
And he said the Eagles quit. I guess he said, I don't know, he said the Eagles. So I guess he means as an organization. Look, I don't want, if anybody else, if I'm a player on the team and I got a comment, I don't want to hear anything from the Giants. I don't want to hear anything from the Cowboys because you're selfish. You're upset. First of all, Emmitt, your Cowboys quit. I don't even want to talk about what they did against Cleveland. And I don't want to talk about what they did against Arizona. And I don't want to talk about what they did the last game. So even if the Eagles had beat Washington, you wouldn't have won because your team got beat Sunday earlier.
My team quit at Washington.
Yes.
For sure.
So I don't want to hear anything about any from other players. Like I said, Joe Judge was right. He's just the wrong messenger to deliver that message.
Yep.
For me, I just don't understand why on 4th and goal you don't take the field goal from the 4-yard line. You kick the field goal. If you want to do Nate Sudfeld, I think what happened is that Jalen Hurts played so well early, Skip, they was up 14, and the next thing you know, man, I was thinking we're going to be behind in this game, and you put Nate Sudfeld in a game that you already losing by 10, 17 points. Nobody blinks an eye.
Nope.
But you're in a situation to actually win the game, and you put Nate Sudfeld. Now, that's when all the questions start to arise. Now, I've seen something like this happen before. I've seen guys in the preseason, I know you've seen it. Mm-hmm. When they don't normally play guys in that last preseason game, what that mean, they're going to move on. You're not going to build that roster. For them to totally deactivate Carson Wentz.
I agree.
Without running the risk of getting him injured because they're on the hook for that injury settlement, Skip.
Yep.
It seems to me it's more likely that they're going to probably move on down the road from Carson Wentz.
I would agree. So, Orlando, in the brief time you were with the Eagles, did you practice against Nate Sudfeld at all?
Yeah, I did. I practiced against Suddy. Suddy was actually the backup quarterback.
Suddy.
He's a great. I think he's a great kid. But I think going into this game, they already had a plan. They didn't want to win this game. They wanted to play Jalen, give him some more experience. Then they wanted to put Sudfeld in, and then they wanted to, they thought they had no chance at winning. They're looking forward to the draft. They're trying to evaluate some other players. They're playing a lot of backups. They deactivated a lot of guys. You see, they had guys that didn't push through. They wanted to use it as a 4th preseason game and see who can give them some value and what they can do going forward. But they're absolutely right to want to get a higher draft pick. Who would not want a higher draft pick? Between 6 and 9, that's a franchise-changing draft pick.
Okay. I hear what you're saying. I got you, 9 down to 6. But I saw it different than you saw it because Doug Pederson is pretty full of himself. This is a guy who wrote a book entitled Fearless after he beat Bill Belichick and Tom Brady in a Super Bowl 41-33 with the Super Bowl MVP, Nick Foles. I believe that Dougie P, as Shannon calls him, saw some Nick Foles in the guy you call Suddy, Nate Sudfeld, because he's 6 feet 6 inches tall.
Yep.
and he's got a nice arm, but sort of like Foles. Foles just has a nice arm. It's not a cannon. But Sudfeld knows that offense and can operate that offense probably a little better from the pocket than Jalen can at this point in his development. So after the game, Pederson said, I was playing to win. And then the second day, on Monday, he said, hey, I thought we had a little better chance with Nate running our offense throwing than Jalen throwing in the 4th quarter.
Well, then why not just play Suddy from the start then?
Well, I think he wanted to. I think his heart was telling him that's the way to go.
No, his boss was telling him that's the way to go.
I don't know about that. I'm
do.
Not sure.
Nobody wants to get fired. And tell you one thing about this league, and Sharpe, you can tell me this. It's 2 kind of coaches. Coaches that's been fired and it's coaches that's going to get fired.
Yep.
And, he wants to prolong his job. And somewhere along the line that week, it had been discussed that they were going to play Sudfeld at some point in that game, and that's what they were going to do. Winning the game meant nothing to them. Nobody's ever going to remember that game. After the draft, no one's going to be talking about that game.
And I've been reading this earlier that 3 of the offensive staffs have been members have been let go by Doug Pederson at the urging of the organization. And so we're going to see how this plays out. Skip, I think Dougie Pederson sees Sudfeld as himself.
He does.
That's what he looks at himself like, that's me. Let me get this kid because
he got a shot later, and Andy Reid took him to Philadelphia from Green Bay.
Green Bay, correct.
And gave him a nice deal to be his starting quarterback. Right. Andy's first year was at 99.
99. And remember, he ended up tutoring Donovan McNabb.
He did.
So.
Okay. So, to me, Doug Pederson not just set his bridge on fire with Carson Wentz, he burned that bridge to the ground.
Yeah.
And I think he set a bridge on fire with Jalen Hurts, because you don't do that to a kid. I don't care whether the game mattered or not. You should have let Jalen finish the game. Jalen's sitting over on the bench saying, it's not right.
But when he set Jalen Hurts into his office this offseason and said, with this number 6 pick, with this 3-pick hire that we got in the first round and 3-pick hire in the second round, we're going to get you some help going forward. He's going to understand.
Yeah, but you know what? You're right. He probably will. But that's something you go to the young man and you tell him, say, Jalen, we're going to let you play a couple.
He clearly did not know.
He didn't know. That might have been your thought process. Oh, but you go to Jalen Hurts and say, Jalen, we're going to let you play. You're going to play 2.5 quarters, and that's going to be it. We're going to bring Sudfeld in. Explain that to him. Let him talk. But don't get him out there. He ball and think he's about to win the game. Then all of a sudden, hey, coach say you down.
Yep.
Because they probably call, and the quarterback coach, hey, Jalen, you down. Nate's in. You're like, huh? We only down 3 points. What you mean he's in?
It was odd.
So, Orlando, if you'd still been an Eagle on Sunday night, how would you have felt during the fourth quarter of that game?
They was already packed it in. They bags was packed. You got 2 cars. One of them was sent home already. They packed it in already. They packed it in the week before.
That's not the report. The reports all said that there are a bunch of angry players on the sideline, and 2 of them approached Doug Pederson, starting with Kelsey, and said, hey, what's up with this?
Man, if you believe that, I got some oceanfront property in Idaho.
But look, we're not going anywhere. They already scheduled to have the power turned off late Monday afternoon. The cars are already picked up. They've probably been living in an apartment for the last 2 weeks anyway. Closed out the lease on their own apartment or played to the end. Yeah, they've probably been in an apartment because we know we're not going anywhere. So ain't no sense in me playing an extra month's rent, $2,000 when I can play, a couple of $100 a night for a hotel room. But I would have been just disappointed being in that situation. If I'm out here, I'm going to play to win. Don't do me like this. Go ahead and tell me, just go ahead and sit me down from the jump. Because if I get out there and I start playing and it look like I got a chance to win, and you start taking people out that can help me win, I'm going to act a fool.
So before we go, I need to acknowledge publicly that Orlando won a case of Diet Mountain Dew from me.
I tried to tell you.
On Sunday. And I don't think Orlando drinks Diet. I think he wants the hard stuff. He wants straight Mountain Dew. So I'll have to go there.
Just transfer my tab to Sharpe.
Okay.
I know he's down.
But the point is, my Dallas Cowboys dominated the second half at Giants.
Oh, you hear this?
46 plays to only 23 run by the Giants. And we were right on course to score 26 points. Our bet was 25 or fewer. We were on course to score 26 until my coach stood on the sideline looking up at the replay of a Dante Pettis catch that was not a catch and didn't throw his red challenge flag. We would have had them. They would have punted to us, and here we would have come, and we would have won the game with 26 points. Thank you very much.
Common sense is not always common, Skip. It's not.
Orlando, thank you for donating your due to Shannon. I know he really appreciates that. Thank you. He's got to, make up for a couple losses there. We appreciate your time. Orlando, we'll check in with you very soon.
Thank you for watching. You can subscribe here to get the latest from the show, and be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few other segments from our other shows on FS1.